Imagine carrying everything you own in a small leather bag filled with cash or gold. There were no banks on every corner, no ATMs, no debit cards, no mobile banking. If you wanted to buy land, pay workers, or trade goods, you often had to travel for miles, sometimes for days, carrying huge amounts of money with you. Now imagine riding on horseback or walking through lonely forests, rough roads, and isolated trails while thieves watched for easy targets. Many people were robbed before reaching their destination. Others accidentally lost their money crossing rivers, during storms, or after their wagons were damaged. If your money disappeared, there was no bank to replace it, no insurance to protect it, and no customer service to call. Everything you had worked for could be gone forever. Because of these dangers, Americans in the 1700s and early 1800s, especially before modern banking became common across the country, invented clever ways to hide and protect their savings. Some of these methods were surprisingly smart, while others sound unbelievable today. In this video, we'll explore 15 fascinating ways ordinary Americans kept their money safe before banks became part of everyday life. Some of these hiding places remained family secrets for generations, and a few have even led to valuable discoveries many years later. If you enjoy discovering forgotten American history and unusual stories from the past, take a moment to subscribe and join us as we uncover the incredible ways people survived before the modern banking system existed. Now, let's begin with one of the most common hiding places of all. 1. Money under the mattress. During the 1700s through the early 1900s, one of the simplest and most trusted places for Americans to keep their savings was under the mattress. Since banks were either unavailable or too far away from many families, people preferred keeping their cash close enough to watch over it. After selling crops, livestock, or handmade goods, they wrapped their money in cloth or leather pouches and slid it beneath the mattress before going to sleep. Many believed there was no safer place than directly under them at night. However, this method had serious risks. House fires, floods, and thieves could wipe out a family's entire savings in a single day. Even so, countless Americans trusted their own beds more than any financial institution. 2. Cash in a cookie jar. From the 1800s into the early 1900s, many American families hid their money inside ordinary cookie jars sitting in the kitchen. A cookie jar looked so common that few visitors suspected it held valuable savings instead of biscuits or treats. Housewives often folded paper money into small bundles and placed it beneath flour, cloth, or even inside empty tins kept within the jar. Because the kitchen was always busy, the hiding place attracted little attention. The money was easy to reach during emergencies without traveling to a distant town. Unfortunately, experienced burglars eventually learned about this trick, making cookie jars one of the first places they searched during robberies. 3. Buried backyard money. Throughout the 1700s and 1800s, burying money in the backyard became one of the safest ways Americans believed they could protect their wealth. Families filled glass jars, metal cans, or wooden boxes with coins, silver, or gold, then buried them beneath trees, gardens, barns, or large rocks where only they knew the location. Some even drew secret maps or counted steps from a fence to remember the exact spot. While this method protected money from thieves, it created another problem. If the owner died unexpectedly without telling anyone where the treasure was hidden, the money could remain buried for generations, never to be found by their family. 4. Coins under the floor. During the 1700s through the late 1800s, many American homes had wooden plank floors with small gaps that could be lifted. Families took advantage of this by hiding silver and gold coins beneath loose floorboards. They usually wrapped the coins in cloth or placed them inside small wooden boxes to protect them from moisture. Since only the homeowner knew which floorboard could be removed, this hiding place remained a closely guarded secret. It allowed people to keep their savings inside the house without leaving them in plain sight. However, if the home caught fire or was abandoned, those hidden coins were often forgotten. Even today, workers renovating old American houses occasionally discover coins hidden beneath floors more than a century ago. 5. Money inside the walls. Between the 1800s and the early 1900s, some Americans hid their life savings inside the walls of their homes. Small holes were carefully cut behind wooden panels or near fireplaces, and money was wrapped in cloth or sealed inside metal containers before being tucked away. Once the opening was covered again, it became almost impossible for a thief to notice. Families often chose this method because it kept their money hidden even if someone searched the house. In many cases, only the head of the family knew the exact location. Years later, when old homes were renovated or demolished, workers occasionally found forgotten bundles of cash that had remained hidden inside the walls for decades. 6. Cash hidden in the attic. From the 1800s through the early 1900s, the attic became another popular hiding place for American families. Since visitors rarely climbed into dusty attics, people believed it was the perfect location to store valuable belongings. Money was hidden inside old trunks, empty boxes, worn-out furniture, or beneath loose wooden boards. Some even placed their savings inside broken household items that nobody would think to inspect. The attic offered privacy, but it also came with dangers. Heat, moisture, insects, and roof leaks could damage paper money over time. Despite those risks, many families felt safer keeping their savings above their heads than carrying large amounts of cash wherever they went. 7. Coins sewn into clothes. During the 1700s and 1800s, many Americans found a clever way to protect their money while traveling. Instead of carrying all their coins in a bag that could easily be stolen, they sewed silver and gold coins into the lining of coats, dresses, belts, hats, or even boots. Some women stitched small secret pockets inside their skirts, while men hid coins inside the seams of their jackets. This method made it much harder for thieves to steal everything during a robbery because the money stayed hidden on the person's body. Although it was uncomfortable to wear heavy clothing filled with coins, many believed the extra weight was worth the added security when traveling long distances. 8. Secret money box. From the 1800s through the early 1900s, many American households owned small wooden money boxes with hidden compartments. At first glance, these boxes looked ordinary, but many contained secret drawers or false bottoms that could only be opened by pressing a hidden latch or sliding a concealed panel. Families stored cash, gold coins, important documents, and valuable jewelry inside them. These boxes were often kept in bedrooms or locked cupboards where only trusted family members knew how to open them. Skilled craftsmen even built custom-made boxes designed to fool thieves. While they offered better protection than leaving money in plain sight, they could still be stolen if burglars managed to carry the entire box away. 9. Hidden fireplace savings. Between the 1700s and the late 1800s, fireplaces served more than just heating and cooking purposes. Some American families secretly hid their money inside and used sections of the fireplace or behind loose bricks in a chimney. They wrapped coins and paper money in cloth or placed them inside small metal containers to protect them from soot and moisture. Since few people would think to search inside a fireplace, it became a surprisingly effective hiding place. However, if the family forgot the exact location or later rebuilt the fireplace, those hidden savings could remain trapped behind the bricks for generations. Even today, restorations of historic homes sometimes uncover coins hidden inside old fireplaces. 10. Money in a flour sack. During the 1800s and the early 1900s, flour sacks were found in almost every American home, making them an excellent place to hide money. Families often wrapped their cash or gold coins in cloth and buried them deep inside a large sack of flour or cornmeal. To anyone else, it looked like an ordinary food supply waiting to be used for baking. Since flour was used every day, few visitors or thieves suspected that valuable savings were hidden inside. However, there was always a risk that someone could accidentally spend the money while preparing food or throw away the sack without realizing what was hidden inside. Even with those risks, many families believed it was one of the safest places in the house. 11. Gold instead of cash. From the 1700s through the late 1800s, many Americans trusted gold coins and gold nuggets more than paper money. Paper currency could lose value, become damaged, or be difficult to exchange in some places, but gold was accepted almost everywhere. Farmers, merchants, and traders often kept part of their wealth in gold because it held its value over time. Some carried gold in leather pouches, while others locked it inside wooden chests or buried it on their property. During the California gold rush of the mid-1800s, many people even traveled across the country hoping to find gold that could secure their family's future. For many Americans, gold was the closest thing they had to a secure savings account. 12. Family treasure chest. Throughout the 1700s and 1800s, many American families kept their most valuable possessions inside a large wooden treasure chest. These heavy chests often contained cash, gold coins, silver, land deeds, family records, jewelry, and other valuable belongings. The chest was usually locked with a strong iron lock, and only the head of the household had the key. Some families even built hidden compartments inside the chest to make it more difficult for thieves to discover their savings. The treasure chest often became a symbol of the family's wealth and was passed down from one generation to the next. Although it offered some protection, it could still be stolen during robberies or destroyed in fires. 13. Saving through livestock. During the 1700s and throughout the 1800s, many Americans didn't keep all of their wealth as cash. Instead, they invested their money in livestock such as cows, horses, sheep, pigs, and chickens. Animals were considered a living savings account because they could be sold whenever money was needed. A farmer might raise calves for several years and then sell them to pay for land, tools, or a family emergency. Livestock also produced milk, eggs, wool, and offspring, increasing a family's wealth over time. While this was a smart way to preserve value, disease, harsh winters, or theft could quickly destroy years of savings. Even so, for many rural Americans, healthy livestock was worth more than a pocket full of cash. 14. Buying land to save wealth. Between the 1700s and the early 1900s, buying land was one of the safest ways Americans believed they could protect their wealth. Instead of storing large amounts of money at home, many families purchased farmland, forests, or empty property whenever they could afford it. They believed that land would always have value because people would always need places to live and grow food. Land could also be rented to others or passed down to future generations, making it a long-term investment. Although land could not be stolen as easily as cash, owners still faced challenges such as poor harvests, legal disputes, or changing property values. Even so, many families became wealthy simply by holding onto their land for many years. 15. Community contributions, savings clubs. During the 1800s and the early 1900s, many American communities formed informal savings groups to help one another manage money. Friends, neighbors, church members, or workers agreed to contribute a small amount of money every week or every month into a shared fund. At each meeting, one member received the entire collection, allowing them to pay large expenses, buy supplies, or start a small business. The process continued until every member had received their turn. These savings clubs depended on honesty and trust because there were no legal contracts or government protection. Although there was always a risk that someone might disappear with the money, these community groups helped countless families save and achieve goals when banks were unavailable or difficult to access. Looking back, it's incredible to see how determined Americans were to protect their hard-earned money before modern banks, ATMs, and debit cards became part of everyday life. Whether they hid cash under a mattress, buried coins in the backyard, sewed money into their clothing, or invested in livestock and land, each method reflected the challenges of living in a time when financial security depended entirely on your own creativity and caution. Which of these old money-saving methods surprised you the most? Have you ever heard stories from your grandparents about hiding money at home? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about these forgotten pieces of American history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating journey into the past. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.